Hey guys, it's Celeste Rain Stark again, and I'm here to deliver another episode of the Build More Than Just a Body series. And believe it or not, this is actually the first episode I'm recording, but it's probably not going to be the first one I release. I just wanted to get myself to record one episode so I would stick and commit to this. This is something that clients have inspired me to do and encouraged me to do, as well as followers. So I'm ready to do this. Let's go. I'm going to share one thing you can do today on the topic of motivation, okay? When you don't feel motivated to do something, I have a great question you can ask yourself. This is something I love and have really had a profound impact on my own life, but I love also posing this question to clients, so I think you'll really enjoy it. And it's actually based on this principle of being motivated by pain or the avoidance of pain, believe it or not. So that question is, what happens if I don't? Okay, what happens if I don't do XYZ? Okay, so if you set a goal for yourself to drink a gallon of water, let's say, okay, yeah, I'll feel great, my skin will be all nice, my eyes will be shiny, I'll have achieved my goal, da da da. That's all nice, that's pleasure. But what happens if you don't? I could feel disappointed in myself again. I could not have kept my promise. I could be um, not giving the variables fulfilled to my coach that are necessary. I could be inhibiting the full function of my organs. I could be dehydrated, which causes me to have brain fog or fatigue. And if we start thinking about those things, our brain is like, girl, you better start drinking that water. You better start chugging. So I love this question. That's a very simple example. We can take it a step further and ask ourselves, what happens if I don't commit to incorporating a food every single day that normally I consider a trigger food into my life so that it becomes normalized? It could be something simple like, what happens if I don't put the laundry away today? Well, then it's just going to sit there and it's going to bother me. It's going to take up mental space and I won't be able to focus on these other things. And why are these other things important? Because they align with my values in these ways. So do you see how this builds on itself? Believe it or not, many of us are very motivated by the avoidance of pain. We like to believe we're very motivated by the pleasure and the good things that come with this new life or these new commitments we make to ourselves. And that's great. And I really believe in that. I love positivity. I'm all about that optimism and focusing on the great things that come from living this amazing life and making those commitments to ourselves. However, when we're running into a roadblock, sometimes it's important to ask ourselves what pain comes from not sticking to what we said we were going to do. So this is one of those questions that comes in handy all the time for me, as well as for others. What happens if I don't? I'd love to hear what you're going to put behind that don't, or maybe how you've utilized this question and how it was of benefit for you. I can't wait to hear what that means for you, or maybe the golden nugget takeaway you're getting out of this episode, or this, little clip of a motivational whatever this is. Anyway, I just hope that you really enjoy this and apply it and share it with a friend who might be able to benefit, or start asking other people. I think a lot of coaches could benefit from asking their clients this. What happens if you don't XYZ? What happens if you don't what happens if you don't check in with me every week? What happens if you don't communicate your needs? What happens if you don't tell your family what, you have going on, that you're committed to this? What happens if you don't set that boundary? What happens if you don't communicate how you're feeling? There's a lot of things that go running through our mind when we think about what happens when we don't do something that we deem important to us. So let's stick to that this week. Let's make that the challenge of the week. Ask yourself that question anytime you feel resistance to doing something, and I want you to notice how it makes an impact on your urgency to step up to the plate and get that thing done. Works like a charm for me, and I hope it does the same for you. Can't wait to hear about it, and I'll talk to you soon.